Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. So, to cap off this run of SNES classics, I had to give you one. Obviously, I had to do an RPG because I hadn't done one yet, but I had to give you one that was sort of encapsulates the SNES as a whole as far as the variety and the quality in games that it had. So I present to you Earthbound. Now, what makes this game so great for me personally is the way it used a modern setting to differentiate itself from like every RPG that we had played at that point. And for me, I didn't play this game until like 2000, right? My friend Marquise, who is the person that put me onto so many other games, actually it was like 2002 maybe, because it was after we started playing Melee heavy, which we played a lot of. And I was like, I never played the game the NES comes from, and I didn't think that anybody had. And he's like, oh no, I got it. Like, it's right here and you have to play it. And what ended up happening is it was me and my cousin Jonathan. We ended up kind of playing it together to a degree. But it was like, this game is just amazing, right? Me, back then especially, I was in my feelings about certain things when it came to gameplay. And the first thing I was like is, you can't even see the people when you fight. You don't even see yourselves. How do I know what moves I'm doing? It's just, it's boring to a degree, right? That's what my thinking was, because I was uninitiated. But as I started going through this story and just seeing how everything changes, how each character comes into the fold, and everybody has their roles, and then just the different places that you see, like every city that you visit has its own vibe to it, its own feeling, its own theme. There, the organizations that you go against in each of these different areas, like there's all of these different characters, and they all have their own different like motivations and reasons to do what they're doing, or why they think they're doing what's right. And how, as you go through the game, the characters that you're playing, and even some of the characters that you're not playing, you see them evolve and turn into different people as they go down their paths. And even just the aspect of saving, and you talk to your dad every time, over the phone. For me personally, as a kid who used to talk to his dad over the phone as like the only way to stay in touch as life was going on, it kind of hit me in the feels a little bit. So that was another thing. But just, there's such a great package, right? There's such a it's getting so much out of this system. This is one of those, it's like Earthbound, I could say Super Mario World, Link to the Past. Like, those are certain games that were getting so much out of this Super Nintendo that you get lost in it. It's its own world. And I know Nintendo doesn't really do the remakes, they just kind of port things, but I've always said that for me, if they HD remade any variation of Earthbound, like it's going to knock it out the park. Because all they have to do is just take all of the dialogue. They don't need to rewrite anything. They don't need to add anything. Just make it look like now. Like, that's all you got to do. Put a cell phone in your hand so that you can save on the go. They're just minimal things you could do to bring this game right to 2022, or whatever year they want to make it. If they want to make it in the 90s still, I'm with that. I love some 90s appreciation. So there's not enough I can say about how great this game is. This is one of those, it doesn't even, like, I don't think people can tell you how good the game is, because I'd known for a long time this game was supposed to be good. But you have to play it. Like, the way you interact with things, the way the game wants you to basically go everywhere, see everything, talk to every person. You can get away with not talking to people in most RPGs. Earthbound basically tells you repeatedly, just flat out, talk to everybody. You never know what you need and why you need to talk to them. Just talk to them. The other thing is, the game is not easy. And when people say that with RPGs, there's always a maybe a parentheses next to it, right? Is it not easy because the game isn't designed well, or is it not easy because the game is just generally hard? Earthbound, I think, is somewhere in the middle of there, where it's just like, you need to level up. That's probably the easiest thing I can tell you. You need to level up. You can't not level up. Like, you're not going to get through the game if you don't fight. There isn't a I know, I'm certain there's a world record for beating this game. I'm certain there's a speed, run community for this game, a speed run for everything, right? But for the most part, it's going to take you a while because you need to fight. You have to build up your skills. You have to build up your money. You have to buy, equipment. You have to keep your team on point. Otherwise, you're going to have a really tough time. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be much tougher than it already is going to be, because even when you are leveled up, enemies can still hurt. Enemies can still crit. Like, you're not the only person that can do any of these things, so you have to be aware of what's going on. Now, I can personally go on for hours and upon hours about this game and why I enjoy it and all the different characters you come across that are so different and cool and weird and gross. But I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Tell me, what you think about this particular game. And, characters, moments, things like that. I'd love to hear them because they're all great. This is just a fantastic game from start to finish. If you have not played this game and you like RPGs, you are wasting time by not playing this game. Jump on it. Get on it now, as soon as possible. I appreciate you checking out this video, though. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.